What's going on YouTube? It's your boy D-Ran Faust, and we're here to talk about the free agent landing destinations for running back Le'Veon Bell, who was just released by the New York Jets. Who would have thought? Le'Veon Bell has not had a great career with the New York Jets. To put it simple, it's been horrible. The Jets have been horrible, their offensive line's been horrible, and his career with them has been really bad. So we're just going to run down these options that I have written down, options that I feel could be good destinations for Le'Veon Bell. Starting with the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears had David Montgomery, and their backup running back is Cordell Patterson, former receiver Cordell Patterson, kick returner Cordell Patterson. Their depth is not good. It's not great with Tariq Cohen tearing his ACL and being out for the season. They don't really have a lot of options. And also, when you look at outside of Allen Robinson, the Chicago Bears really don't have a lot of receiving options anyway. So, with Le'Veon Bell, he doesn't have to come in and be a bell cow per se. He can come in and be a receiving option. You have to put as many talented weapons around Nick Foles, who is a perennial backup, put a lot of options around him to help him succeed, help him win, help him do. You have to mix things up for Nick Foles. Nick Foles is not a player that can just carry a team anywhere, and the Chicago Bears have a Super Bowl roster. They do. The only thing holding them back is the quarterback position. So my number one option, not my number one option, but the first option I bring up is the Chicago Bears. The second one I have to bring up is New England Patriots. Their running back Damian Harris is fine. James White is fine. Rex Burkhead is fine. But they don't have many receiver options outside of Edelman and Harry. Harry's fine. Jacoby Myers not that good. Damian Bird's not that good. They need options for Cam Newton. And I think when you bring out Le'Veon Bell, run some RPO, do screens, do different actions, Le'Veon Bell is a glorified receiver. He can be a receiver in this team. Cam Newton needs options. This team is lacking power, burst. They're lacking a lot of energy on offense. And I think they're putting a lot on Cam Newton, who is coming off 2 season-ending injuries. Next, we have the Cardinals. A lot of Cardinal fans are not going to like this because they franchised Kenyon Drake. They paid Chase Edmonds, but these players aren't producing. They aren't producing. They aren't giving back what they gave last year. They aren't giving that to the Cardinals offense. A lot of it's put on Kyler Murray. A lot of it's being put on Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins to make things work. I think this would be a great destination for Le'Veon Bell to go. Run, as I said, some RPO, some things. Get Le'Veon Bell in action. I think this would be a great destination for Le'Veon Bell to go. The Arizona Cardinals have Kyler Murray, who is, if any, one of the best mobile quarterbacks already within the NFL. So add Le'Veon Bell to that. They could be a dynamic duo. Moving on, this is my least favorite, but the one that's brought up most, and this is the destination he might land, is with the Chiefs. And we saw this with Shady McCoy last year. They didn't really use him. They didn't really use him to the best of his ability. They didn't really use Shady McCoy. And I'm afraid the same thing will happen for Le'Veon Bell if he signs with the Chiefs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is their bell back. Darrell Williams isn't bad, but he isn't producing as much. But also in the same thing, I don't see them really putting Le'Veon Bell in a position to be a receiving option because the Chiefs are good with receiving options. They're good at receiver. They're good at tight end. So they don't really need their running back position to be that for them. So I'm kind of confused about the fit for Le'Veon Bell going to the Chiefs. I think he'll be phased out in that offense that's already loaded with a lot of players in Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, the tight end. I'm forgetting his name, but they're already loaded at those positions. The Chiefs are already good in my position. I don't think they need to add much more. Our last option, the Bills. They have Devin Singletary, who's good. Zach Moss is all right. He's not really producing, but the receiver weapons for the Bills are still not that good. Stephon Diggs is good. Stephon Diggs is having a career year. He's good. But outside of Stephon Diggs, they're just kind of guys. They're just guys. They're not really producing for Josh Allen, who is really coming to his own. It's more about Josh Allen putting these guys on his back than these guys helping Josh Allen. So I think that Le'Veon Bell going to the Bills would be a great option. I think Le'Veon Bell would come in, and I think he would insert himself in front of Devin Singletary and become the starter. I think that's a great option. That's a great fit. My favorite fit out of these three, though, would be New England, because I think that Le'Veon Bell and Cam Newton would complement each other way better than these options, way better than he would with Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes doesn't need a receiving back. He doesn't. Patrick Mahomes doesn't need a receiving back. Patrick Mahomes doesn't even throw to his running backs as much as we would think. So that's why I think that New England would be the best option, because New England does a lot of different things with their running backs. They single-handedly won the Super Bowl against the Falcons, throwing the ball to James White 300 times in a row. So they would use him way more than the Chiefs would use him, way more than he would probably be used at these other destinations that I landed. So that's my take on where Le'Veon Bell should go. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. I will have the week layout for the NFL games coming up weekly. Go ahead and comment down below. Tell me what you think, where you think his best destination is for. And as always, I am out. Peace.